Press conference for UFC 327 just concluded, and wow, one of the best press conferences in years. The best presser since UFC 293, whatever, or 292, 293 with Strickland, Izzy. That is the best numbered event pay-per-view press conference we have seen since then. Let's hop in right away. So the press conference, we had Nate the Train, Cub Swanson, Johnny Walker, Dominic Reyes, Josh Hokit, Curtis Blades, Azamat Murzakanov, Paulo Costa, and then the main event of Yuri Prochazka and Carlos Oberg. You hear those names, you know it's going to be a good press conference. But let's get right into it. Presser starts off, we're smooth. We're just going through the motions. Yuri gets asked the first question. First of all, huge, ginormous pop for Yuri Prochazka. Fan favorite. Everyone knows that. Everyone loves Yuri. If you don't love Yuri, you don't love the sport. Just stop watching. Yuri gets a massive pop. Oberg gets booed to hell. He gets booed crazily because everyone likes Yuri. Oberg's not even a bad guy. People just love Yuri. They ask Yuri how they feel about Oberg, the style matchups, and Yuri just goes through the motions. We're getting those questions out of the way right now. One guy asked 6 questions back to back, and they were all boring ass questions. Yuri says Oberg is he's good at everything. He's got good check left hooks and this, that, and the third. Whatever. Josh Hokit gets asked the question. Okay, Josh Hokit gets asked the question. Crowd's booing him. I did a video about it yesterday. He's hated right now in the community. So he's getting booed, and he's still doing his weird Randy Savage Macho Man gimmick where he's not even answering the question. He's just saying whatever lines that him and his team wrote in his head. He gets to talk about, I don't know why Dan Hooker is gay when you can go to the beach and watch 10 buns or some shit like that. It was actually fucking hilarious. Dan Hooker straight out of nowhere. Josh Hokit's still, he's in that little gimmicky bag that he's doing, which is fine. Let me say that right now before I get on to the rest of it. I made that video yesterday because he's cringe. He's a burger for sure. He's cringe as fuck. The gimmick is needed for shit like this. When we have pressers where there's like Curtis Blades and guys who don't want to go back and forth, we need a Josh Hokit. We need a Paulo Costa to spice some shit up, to make us enjoy it, and so I can actually make this video and not just skip it and go right into the fucking reaction to the card or the fucking live stream. It's best that we had Josh Hokit be a heel because we need something. Curtis gets asked how he feels about this whole gimmick and whatever. And low-key, Curtis Blades is somewhat, I don't want to say sensitive, but he's kind of sensitive. He doesn't like the whole Hokit thing. He thinks he's a clown. He's just like, bro, I'm tired of this gimmick. Like, we've seen this before, yada, yada, yada. He's taking the high road. He's not talking shit. He's taking the high road. Paulo Costa, the MVP of the presser, Mr. Paulo Costa. I gotta call him Mr. When motherfuckers do shit like Paulo Costa, you gotta call him Mr. Mr. Costa gets asked a question, and he rips into Azamat Murzakanov, who can't even speak English. Paulo, in his broken English, calls Azamat, "You a fat fuck, you know nothing about secret juice, you know nothing." Paulo Costa's calling him fat as fuck. He's saying he knows nothing about secret juice, and he'll show him secret juice on Saturday. Whatever that fucking means. Take it how you want it. Whatever he's going to show him secret juice means, I love to hear it. I want some secret juice too. Fuck it. If we're going to get presses like this, give me some secret juice. Azamat Murzakanov is trying to respond, and Paulo Costa's just talking over him, telling him to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No one wants to hear you. Shut the fuck up. Then he tells him to speak English, which I hate when they do that. You barely can speak English. Don't tell him to speak English. And also, it was weird because Azamat's translator is just not I don't know. I think they have a screen in front of them that's translating things that the microphones are picking up. I don't know, because there was no Russian translator. There was no one talking to Asmat Mirzakhanov for the first like 5 minutes. So he was just sitting there like, yeah. And then he responds and gives some bullshit one-liner about, I'll see you Saturday. I'll show you this Saturday. Like, you weren't doing him any justice. It wasn't really fair. It was just Paolo beating up on Mirzakhanov, even though he wouldn't have anything to say anyway. But that they have their back and forth. Crowd fucking loves it. I'm geeking in my bed because it's a good presser. We don't get that anymore. As Matt says, all the Brazilians are rooting for him. He was talking about before how he's coming out with a Brazilian flag. I'm sure we won't see that, but that would be fucking hilarious if he did. If he did that, I already like Mirzakhanov. I think he's going to beat Paulo Costa. If he does that, he's in my top 10. I'm just going to say that now. Especially if he wins, top 10. We got to ask Nate the Train and Cub Swanson some questions. It's Cub's retirement fight, we know. They asked Nate, and I forgot how Nate sounds. So he sounds like a nigga. So I'm waiting for him to talk, and then he talks, and he's like, man, this ain't no fairy tale. This ain't no fairy tale. I don't care about retirement. We gonna figure this shit out Saturday. He talking like a nigga. Like he said it's not a fairy tale. Not everybody's gonna get what they want. This Saturday he's gonna knock them out. Shit, go ahead. And then they go over to Cub. Cub, he says he doesn't want to talk about retirement anymore. He's got a job to do, and he wants to bring blood. Him and Nate are gonna give us blood. They are the CBS kickoff. No, I think Aaron Pico and Patricio Pitbull are the CBS kickoff. So then it goes Pitbull, Pico, Cub Swanson, Nate the Train, and then I think it's Paulo Costa. Or no, it's not Paulo Costa. It's Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker. I think that's the order for the CBS fights. That's a pretty decent order outside of Pico. I wouldn't have put Pico on there. I hope I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong, but I don't want Pico Pitbull to be broadcast to the fucking world for free. When we can have Johnny Walker, Josh Hokit, and then Cub Swanson, Nate the Train. That sounds like the 3 best fights that you could show for free. 3 fights that could end like that or could go into bloody wars. So gotta do what you gotta do. They finally get around to Johnny Walker and Dominic Reyes. Forgot they were even there for a while. Dom says he wants to bring violence. He wants to bring blood. He knows Johnny's down. He doesn't want to shit talk Johnny. They're both pretty cool with each other. Johnny Walker gets a crazy pop because he screamed. When you're in a city, when you're in a country, if you scream out, hey Miami or hey New York, instant crowd pop. Johnny Walker screams, oh, what's going on Miami? And crowd pops. He says Dominic Reyes is a legend and he beat John Jones. Fucking hilarious. I know on Twitter, if I go on Twitter, people are talking about that. He says out loud that Dominic Reyes beats John Jones, so he's taking him serious. But he says, the judges don't decide the fucking fights for me. I'm going to fucking finish him. Just like that. Great material, man. This is a good presser. Like, I'm not making shit up. I'm not trying to, picking at straws here. Like, there's a lot going on in this presser. Hokit, they go back to Hokit Blades. They ask Blades a question. I forget what the fuck the question was. What the fuck? Oh, no. They ask Blades how he feels about getting another ranked opponent because he got that Russian steroid cheat in his last fight. And then they gave him another unranked opponent. So then they said, they asked him, how does he feel? Does he think he's in the title picture after this? And he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to be in the title picture. I think I know I have to get one more win after Hokit. And before he can even finish, Hokit's like, you know what kind of sexual position you have to be in to have an ugly kid? Just ask Curtis Blades' parents. They did, or they most certainly did, or some stupid shit like that. Like, he's cringe. It's fucking great to watch at a press conference. when you're looking at your phone and you're on Twitter and you're looking at Media Day, you're just looking like, what the fuck is this? When you're looking forward to a press conference, when it's pay-per-view week, numbered event week, and you see shit like this, it makes you smile. As stupid as it is, I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? And I'm laughing. I'm enjoying it. Apparently, they were in an ugly position, and they had Curtis Blades, and Curtis Blades is ugly. He was talking about Curtis Blades' bottom lip and how it was fat and all of that. He said he's going to make he's going to give a black guy a black eye. A bunch of goofy cringe shit, but that shit, if you're going to do it, do it. Fuck it. At the presser, go ahead. Apparently, Paulo Costa is the most Jewish fighter on the roster. I don't know if I'm the only person that heard that. Paulo Costa said, I'm the most Jewish fighter on the roster. And then he starts going on his tangent about he's going to finish that fat fuck and he's going to expose him because he's shy and all of this. Paulo hates Russians. He got a Russian. I got a Russian in my last fight and I whooped his ass, so I'm going to rub this Russian's ass. He hates Russians. Paulo Costa hates Russians. He says, Dana, give me the shot at Hamzat after I whoop Murzakonov's ass. So he hates Russians. He's the most Jewish fighter on the roster. Again, I don't know if I'm the only person that heard that. He's the most Jewish fighter on the roster. Johnny Walker calls Yuri Dragon Ball Z guy. He's like Goku. He wants to fight with him because he fights like Goku. He's Dragon Ball Z guy. One thing I do want to say, can we please just stop asking Dana White questions? I don't understand the thought process in asking Dana White any question ever. Never. He's never been asked a good question ever. They ask him, how do you feel about Cub Swanson? Fine. Cub's a warrior. He's been good for us. He's a warrior, blah, blah, blah. Fine. Do we think Alex is going to come back down to heavyweight or from heavyweight to light heavyweight to fight the winner of this fight? And Dana's like, we'll see, man. Like, can Saturday come? Can he fight Cyril Gane? We'll see, Brody. What else did he get asked? He just gets asked the dumbest fucking questions, the most brain-dead questions, wasting the airwaves, wasting time, asking Dana White a question for him to just tell you, we'll find out Saturday night. He's just Max Hollowaying people. We're gonna find out Saturday night, baby. That's literally what he's doing. Almost at the end of the presser, Yuri has an oral moment where he answers a question from a Czech Republic guy in English, and then he says it in Chechenian. I think that's what language that is. Complete oral moment. Yuri talks night and day difference from when he's speaking English to when he's speaking his own language. His voice is like way deeper and he sounds like a fucking samurai. He does sound like a samurai. He gets the crowd hype as fuck because the shit he's saying, then he's pounding on the desk and shit, on the table. He's pounding on the table. Crowd's going crazy because he's saying shit in a super strong, manly man voice. Great content. I was smiling at that. What else is it? Chad Ochocinco's there asking he's trying to be not funny. He's trying to be Mr. Proper and ask these dumbass questions. He asked Josh Hokit how the transition from the NFL to being a UFC fighter was, and Josh Hokit goes on some crazy mantra about how he's got a dong like Song Yadong had a long schlong or some bullshit. Like it's just some dumb shit. And then Chad says he wants to fight. Why the fuck is Chad Ochocinco at this press conference? I saw him pop up and I just fucking laughed because it was like a cartoon. It was like Family Guy cut into some random segment of him asking a question. That was that. Funniest part of the press conference is the last two parts outside of Paulo Costa's moments. They asked Yuri, hey Yuri, we know we all saw the confrontation with you and Josh Hokit yesterday. How did you feel about that? What did you take from that? Blah, blah, blah. Yuri says, who's Josh Hokit? And the whole fucking loudest pop of the night is who's Josh Hokit? Everybody's fucking laughing. Everyone is laughing. Myself included, Dana. Everyone is laughing. Who's Josh Hokit? Josh is probably even laughing because Yuri said it. Everybody's laughing and he like turns over and looks at him, gives him a, and that was about it. And then Hokit, he has to stand up for himself, so he literally stands up and he says, "We can have an open." He goes back to the Mexican voice that he was doing yesterday. "We can have an open weight, homie. We can have an open weight. I'll beat everybody up here. We can have an open weight with anybody. I'll take anybody from middleweight to heavyweight. We can have an open weight, homie." Saying dumb shit. It was really funny though. Super funny moment. Last moment out of the presser. Beautiful young lady asks Josh Hokit another meaningless question because he doesn't even answer the question. He just goes with what he was writing. And he says, Curtis Blades was a part of the Pizzagate with Epstein. And his whole line throughout the presser was, "Am I right, Miami?" And he started to, after he said his first thing, he was getting booed. The second time he talked, he said, "Am I right, Miami?" after he said what he said and got a pop. So he kept doing it every single time he talked. And he said, "Am I right, Miami?" about 10 times. Every time he said it, he got a pop for it. Last question of the day was Curtis Blades was a part of the Pizzagate and Epstein. Am I right, Miami? And he knows, he acknowledged that he did it. Him and Dana did. And we all had a laugh about it. Great fucking press conference. I loved every bit of that. I was smiling, cheesing, having a great time with every aspect of that presser. We need shit like that every single time. Don't give me any more pay-per-view pressers with Kelvin Gastelum on it or fucking Joe Pyfer or fucking... Don't give me any more moments like that. If I need to have a Yair Rodriguez, Diego Lopez moment every single time. I need to have a Paulo Costa, Azmat Mirzakhanov moment at every presser. Fuck giving me the Umars at the pressers. Fuck that. Give me this. So, got me excited for Saturday. I already was, but this got me even more excited. Ready for the ceremonial weigh-ins. If you got this far in the video, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all on Saturday.